This year, it's out with the old and in with the new. Hey folks, welcome to the Down the Road Travel Channel. My name is Will Van Winkle. This year, as I've said many times, is less about travel and more about getting ready to full-time travel. Now, we're still doing some traveling, so there's still some travel videos, but for the most part, we're staying pretty stationary this year, which is why I'm down to one video a month instead of one a week. Now, in the past, I have replaced our refrigerator from the RV refrigerator to the Magic Chef that's in here now. I think that was about 2, maybe 3 years ago, and it's worked out well. I had some body work done because I made a mistake backing into a retaining wall. Long story, but lots of shadows involved and foggy windows, which are getting replaced in July, or repaired in July. Then we're saving for flex armor for the roof. Well, one of the things that we needed to do was replace our worn out, peeling pleather stock jackknife sofa that came with the base star. I mean, just look at that mess. These RVs running the $100,000 range, new, and that's the quality vinyl sofa they put in. Captain's chairs are doing the same thing, but we're not going to be replacing those anytime soon. We've got it covered because it is in pretty bad shape, as you can tell by that. And even with the cover, a lot of this little vinyl peeling here still ends up on the floor, and it's through the entire thing. Top it off, it's not super comfortable. It's kind of, I don't know, I don't think it's so narrow as much as it feels like it angles downward. So we're going to get rid of this thing. We're going to replace it with a new sofa, and I've never done this before, so we're going to learn this together. All right, first thing I want to do is see what I'm looking at, dealing with, and it looks like it's just, oh look, there's stuff down there, a couple of screws, and then pull it out. So we're going to give it a shot. First thing I'm going to do is remove this panel right here, which is the easiest thing to do because it's just kind of stuck on there like that. So no screws even involved in that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take these 4 bolts out. They look like they're self-tapping bolts. So I'm using a, need my glasses, 3/8 inch wrench. And that's not on there very tight at all. So even if you're not replacing your sofa, you might want to go through and check these. Let's see, there's barely any effort there. I could almost turn that with my hand. I'm going to save these screws. I'm going to put them back in here, because what I want to put in, I would like to tighten down so that I don't have to worry about it flying anywhere. What the hell is that? Yeah, stuff like this. That's why your kids shouldn't go camping with you. Alright, so I've taken out my 4 bolts, and that is honestly, that's it. I mean, it's ready to lift out. I'm going to disassemble it in here so it doesn't weigh quite as much when I try to bring it out. But this thing is, oh, seatbelts. Always wear your seatbelts, kids. And maybe take them out of the things that you're trying to pull out of your RV. Makes it easier. You know, they're designed to keep you in. I guess I'll keep this in too. This one doesn't want to go through. There we go. And this little bastard is heavy. It's a little bit big to go through the door. I probably should have put the slide out. So I'm going to take it apart completely and take it out piece by piece. All right, so a little word of advice when you're doing this. Make sure you don't throw your tools down just anywhere. Kind of keep track of them, because I just put the couch on top of my ratchet. I am not a professional. Wonder if I should put me climbing over this thing in the video. That would probably be funny. Now I know these look super stylish, but they're not safety glasses. They're actually a camera right here. A lot of those ride-through videos that I do with this. That's why I don't know what that looks like until the video comes out. All right, first piece off. These actually sell separately than the RV specific sofas in a lot of places, so keep an eye out. I'm probably going to put these up on Marketplace or eBay. $5. Next, I'm going to get the arms off of the sofa, and there's a couple of bolts down here. Looks like 4 of them. No, 2 of them. This is going to be fun because it's very tight to get in there. And of course, every screw I encounter, every bolt I encounter is a different size. That's fun. All right, so now we're going back to the 1/2 inch, and I'm going in. There, right there. You see how tight that is? Very tight fit. Okay, this isn't actually very tight in there. I mean, the bolt. The space is ridiculous. But I guess if I was building something for other people to enjoy and not enjoying it myself, I might make it difficult too. Right? Why do you get to have all the fun? Alright, so we got the first couple of bolts out. Just lift this up a little bit, separate that, and there is the arm of our sofa. First one. They sell these separately too sometimes. I'm not putting this on eBay. You want it, it's free in my yard. Number 2. Building quite the graveyard there. Alright, so now I'm down to the frame and the bottom, just the jackknife part. That. And I don't know what to do from here. I'm looking for a way to remove the cushions from the framing and separate them so that I can take it all out. That was a bad shot, sorry. And I can't seem to find anything just yet. I didn't put the slides out. Probably do that in a minute. So I'm in a little bit of a cramped space, and that might be why I'm not really able to flip it over and move it around. But I also want to get it apart because as it is, it may be a little tight in the door, and I don't want to open it out and risk it closing on fingers. So I want to get it taken apart. Okay, so after looking at it for a minute or two, I found these 2 screws right in here. Just switch cameras. And I think if I pull those off, this should detach from the frame. Once I get one of those cushions off, that should be enough to be able to get it out without injuring anybody. Alright, so on this, it looks like we're back to the 1/2 inch, but it doesn't want to move. Maybe it's not a 1/2 inch. Oh, I need a deep well. So amazingly enough, I got one of them out, and they are bastards. They are in there tight, so be prepared. Oh, that one I loosened up already, you see. And when you think you've got it all done, and you're proud of yourself, and you're trying to get this thing apart to throw it out the door, just remember, this sneaky little bastard right here, completely forgot about him. I'm like, why won't it move? So, time to move that one. And of course, it's a different size bolt. Looking at it closer, I think I may have lied to you, because that's the latch to unbolt it. So now I should just be able to lift it off. And there it goes. All right, one problem down. It took some sweet talk and some fancy words, but there she blows. All right, so from here, I feel it's pretty much just a part of picking this up and tossing it out the door, cleaning up that mess, and bringing in the new sofa piece by piece. All right, so I got the old couch out. I brought the new, I cleaned up the mess, obviously. You don't need to see how to do that. You know how to do that. Yeah, these are our Disney stickers, magnets. And I got the new couch in here, but it's in pieces. I haven't put it back together yet because I'm still trying to figure out a way to make it work. On the slide, you know, there's that little lip that raises it probably about 2 inches, maybe 3 inches. So I'm going to have to make some alterations to make it work in this space. But I think I can do it. I'm just kind of planning out in my mind how to do it. I know I need to cut some scrap wood about the same size as these legs right here. I wasn't going to put the legs on at all, but that won't work with the pull-out system because this is a 3-in-1. It's a sofa bed, it's a recliner, it's a couch. We're not going to be able to use the sofa bed part of it because it's going to be too close to the wall. So I still want to be able to use the recliner side of things. Looking at it, I might have been better off getting the storage couch, but this is the one we got, and there's no way I'm sending it back because I can't afford that. So I'm going to figure out a way to make it work, and stick around. That's going to come up pretty soon. All right, so I'm not doing anything fancy because this is going to be underneath the couch. I am going to stain them black, but pretty much just a few pieces of 2x4 because it's about 1.5 inches. 2x4 is about 1.5 inches. That should raise the rollers up just high enough. Of course, it would work better if the breaker wasn't flipped. All right, flip the breaker. Going to try that again. And honestly, this is just scrap wood. You're not going to see any of it. So I don't even care about sanding it down. I'm just going to stain it so it blends in a little bit better. So this is just some classic black wood stain that I had left over from when I did the fridge. I'm going to stain these blocks so they're not noticeable. I don't really care what they look like because they're going to be underneath the RV. Or not underneath the RV, underneath the couch. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I also don't want it to stand out like a sore thumb. And this has been sitting in the garage for like 2 years because this is, like I said, from when I redid the fridge. So maybe it's 3 years now. It still looks okay. So we're going to try it. As I said, it does not have to be perfect. I'm only using paper towels. This is all just scrap wood that I had lying around. That's going to blend in nice. Look at me sounding like a home improvement guy. Now, if you found better ways to do this, please let me know in the comment below. Or if it's helped you make a decision on whether or not to do this. So you get the basic idea of what I'm about to do. So I'm not going to show a whole lot more of this. We're going to let that dry. I'll come back to it and I'll start working on the next sections to go underneath the couch and then the sections to go underneath the feet. And this is just a piece of scrap wood. So far this has only cost me the cost of the couch. So what I've decided I'm going to do with these is when I mount the wheels, I'm going to mount the wheels to the edge. And I'm going to mount the block from the center. That way I don't have the screws overlapping and it shouldn't be a problem. Of course, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why I'm making it more difficult than it has to be. I'm just going to mount the screws straight through the wheel holes all the way down into the frame of the couch. So through the wheel hole, through the block of wood, and through the couch where they were originally put. Makes more sense, right? Work smarter, not harder, folks. So one is already installed, no problems there. So I got the blocks on the bottom to where it's leveled out. The arm is attached to that side. You need to attach these two pieces together, put that arm on there. And then when I did the drawers, I did not take into consideration the difference that the height would be after raising up the entire couch. So they're hanging there, so I'll have to take those off and redo those. But so far it's going pretty well, even though I am working completely without a plan or a net. And there it is. Now I just have to center it, mount it down, watch out for the rollers underneath there, and we are good to go. Seatbelts and everything. And there you go, brand new RV sofa. I'm gonna have to do something about that because these do tend to fall down a little bit. Probably a little Velcro right through there. Take care of that. Don't see any other way to do that. But for the most part, it's done. I just need to center it and mount it, or not mount it, but center it and secure it. And then make a minor adjustment to the ottoman part that pulls out. And we have a brand new sofa in the RV. The installation wasn't as straightforward as I was hoping it would be. There were a couple of things that I didn't consider. In hindsight, I might have gone with the storage sofas rather than the sleeper sofa. Being against the wall like it is, we can't lay it down fully. But what we do have is these built-in ottomans here that just pull right out. And I got to put some locking mechanism on there so they don't roll out while I'm driving down the road. But it is very comfortable and a huge improvement from what we had. So I hope this helps you if you are planning on replacing your RV sofa with a non-RV sofa. It can be a little bit of a task. You might have to make some adjustments, but for the most part, it was pretty smooth as long as you get your dimensions right. And we've got about, let's say, 1.5 inches, 2 inches on either side once I center this thing, and it's ready to roll. So if you've decided to do this, leave a comment, like, follow, subscribe, share. Let me know your experience, what brand you used, how it fit. If you ran into any issues such as I did with, measurements, and not so much measurements, but adjusting for the make of the couch. And let me know how you tackled those. Thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road. Let's hit the road. Save my soul. I won't be coming home. Because